Fallout up on Capitol Hill after President Trump accused a group of Democratic lawmakers of, quote, seditious behavior punishable by death, end quote. The members of Congress who previously all served in the U.S. military or the intelligence community posted a video urging people currently in those roles to, quote, refuse illegal orders. The Democrats declining to back down despite that presidential threat, even as some receive extra protection right now out of deep concern for their safety. Here's that video in full. Watch this.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard.
And that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
President Trump posted on social media in response, quote, each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. And he shared several other users' posts, including one reading, quote, hang them, George Washington would. We will be speaking to one of those Democrats, Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander, in the next hour of the Situation Room. Wolf?
Looking forward to that interview. I want to go live right now to CNN's Elena Treen. She's over at the White House, and CNN's Arlette Saenz. She's up on Capitol Hill. Elena, let me go to you first. What is the Trump administration saying right now about this?
Well, there's a few points to make, Wolf and Pamela. One is that a lot of them were outraged by that video that you just played of these Democratic lawmakers, 6 of them, all of whom either served in the military or in the U.S. intelligence community. They essentially were arguing that they were trying to encourage troops to rebel against the commander-in-chief. However, once the president started posting, particularly that post about claiming that they were engaging in seditious behavior and that that's punishable by death, that's when a lot of Republicans started agreeing with Democrats that this went too far. Now, the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt addressed this yesterday, and she also denied that the post meant that the president was essentially calling on lawmakers to be executed.
Just to be clear, does the president want to execute members of Congress?
No. You have sitting members of the United States Congress who conspired together to orchestrate a video message to members of the United States military, to active duty service members, to members of the national security apparatus, encouraging them to defy the president's lawful orders.
There's a few things as well, Wolf and Panel, that I've been hearing in some of my conversations with people in that building behind me. The fact that the lawmakers who shared this video or were part of this video did not give any examples of any illegal orders that perhaps the military had received or would receive. I also want to point you to what we heard from the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. He said that the Justice Department was going to be opening a formal investigation to look into all of this. But I do want to be clear. We know that the law states that service members should not be obeying illegal orders, and to do so would actually open them up to prosecution. I'd remind you of the Nuremberg trials. And so this is going to be very messy. There's a chance we will hear from the president today addressing this. A lot of people very eager to know what exactly he meant with these posts.
All right, so let's bring in, go ahead, Wolf.
No, I was just going to say at Nuremberg, the Nazi generals and other senior military officers simply said they were obeying orders from the top. But those orders were illegal, and as a result, they paid the price for those illegal orders. The Democrats were not saying, you know, to go ahead and disobey legal orders. They were saying disobey illegal orders or something that goes against the Constitution.
That's right. So I want to go to Capitol Hill now, Wolf, to see how Republicans there are responding to this. Tell us more, Arlette.
Well, Pamela, President Trump's comments have really drawn a mixed reaction from Republicans up here on Capitol Hill. But there have been a number of Republican lawmakers who have said that the president's comments were inappropriate and do not help do anything to lower the temperature at a time when there's a lot of concern about political violence and highly charged political rhetoric as well. Now, Senate Majority Leader John Thune said that he doesn't agree with President Trump's comments, but his counterpart in the House Speaker Mike Johnson, early in the day yesterday defended the president's comments, saying that it's the Democrats who were out of line with their video. But then hours later, Johnson did concede that he would not have used that highly charged language that the president did. Here's a sampling of how some of the lawmakers have reacted to this moment.
Obviously, I don't think that these are crimes punishable by death or any of that, okay? But what the point that we need to emphasize here is that members of Congress in the Senate and the House should not be telling troops to disobey orders.
I don't think it really matters at this point. I think it's at such a pitch that it's just white noise.
I think what they did was despicable. I don't agree with the president. They should be put in jail. But I do believe what they did was despicable and they need to explain themselves.
Now, while Republicans have had mixed reactions on this topic, the president's comments have really rattled Democrats up here on Capitol Hill. Senator Chris Murphy yesterday very forcefully said that he is concerned that this could lead to additional political violence down the road. We know that both Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries have talked with Capitol Police about additional security for Democratic lawmakers, specifically those 6 who were made that video. But for those 6 Democrats, they have said that they are undeterred and will not be intimidated by President Trump's threats.
All right, Arlette Saenz and Elena Treen, thanks very much for that update. A big story, Pamela.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And there's this other story we're following, Wolf. This former congressional staffer who is accused of staging her own political assault. Federal prosecutors accuse Natalie Green of paying someone $500 to slash her face, neck, and other parts of her body. The Justice Department says Green's co-conspirator called 911, claiming they both had been attacked by 3 men and held at gunpoint. Her alleged accomplice told police the attackers referred to Green by name and knew she had worked in the office of Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Graphic messages, the words Trump and racist, were written on Green's body. You see it right here. But according to the criminal complaint, authorities found zip ties in her car similar to the ones used to bind her hands and feet, and they found a receipt from the body modification artist who allegedly made the cuts to her body. Green is charged with conspiracy and making false statements to law enforcement and could get up to 10 years in prison if she's convicted. Wow.